What If's Garden. In this video, Surya and I are going to share how to grow eggplants. First, about this eggplant itself, they are used in many international cuisines like Italian, Chinese, you name it, and they are very healthy vegetable to consume. They have a lot of minerals like chromium, potassium, manganese, copper, vitamin B6, and lots of dietary fiber, and it has a very low glycemic index of 15, and this makes it a healthy choice for everyone to consume. The first question is whether to start from seeds or have to buy the seedlings. I would say both are fine. I started this plant from the seeds, and this one I bought from a local nursery. To start this plant from the seeds, I started back in February in Richmond, Virginia, using this they call peat pellets, seed starters otherwise, and I put them next to the south-facing windowsill, and it takes about 8 to 10 days to sprout. After it is sprout and it has established its first true leaves, I transfer them from the peat pellets into a small container like this with good potting soil, and leave it in the same place where there's plenty of light. If you don't have a light, then it will start to thin and then it will ultimately die. So look for a good place, preferably the south-facing window, to put these plants, and feed them with a very light liquid fertilizer, maybe once in 8 to 10 days. This will help the plant to grow faster and as well as healthy. April, May time frame, when the plants are about 8 to 10 inches tall, they are ready to transplant on the ground or on the container. But make sure that when you are transplanting, the temperature, either daytime as well as the nighttime temperatures, are consistently above 65 degrees Fahrenheit. But if you decided to go to the route of, okay, I don't want to go to this trouble, I want to plant the seedlings, buy the seedlings, so they come in such a containers like these, bunch of 4. They cost about $1.50 or so, and you can transplant them. But don't go to the very big plants which are costing about $3 to $5, which is, from my point of view, is not worth it, because it's too expensive for value gardeners like me. Is whether to plant them on the ground or on the containers. I was trying to do them on the ground, but I was not successful for quite a few reasons. So this time I tried on the container, and it has come out very well. The main advantage of putting in the container is that this plant is susceptible for aphids. It affects these plants very much if it is on the ground. Most of the leaves are being eaten up by the aphids. So I found that when they're putting on the container, they don't attack the plant that much. That's one. The second thing is, rabbits likes these plants a lot, especially when it is small seedlings. When you put on the ground, they come and take it, and it takes a long time for them to come back and establish themselves. So that is another advantage of putting in the container and putting in the deck like this. The other advantage of putting in the container is this plant loves hot sun and hot climate. So by putting in the container during the summer days, the containers are about at least 10 degrees Fahrenheit higher than the ground, and which helps them to grow better. So I recommend you to grow them in a container, which has produced quite a lot of good results this time. How to prepare the pot? There are a few things to take note. When I took a pot, medium-sized container like this, and first I put a wetted newspaper, about 4 or 5 set of papers, and wet them in the water, and then put at the bottom of the container, and then I fill with dried leaves like this from the fall time, to make some at least about 1 inch or more of compact dam. And after that, maybe a handful of granulated slow releasing fertilizer, 1 handful per container, and then fill up with the good potting soil with little compost, and then transplant the plant into it. The reason why I prepare it like this is, one is the pepper helps to keep the fertilizer and the nutrients within the pot when we are either overwatering or when the rainy times. And leaves are adding some more nutrients at the bottom, because slowly it will compose and give some additional nutrients. And the potting soil.
The eggplant flower is purple with a shade of yellow in the center. It is self-pollinated by the wind. On some hot days and wet days, it may have a pollination problem. So you will have to perform hand pollination. To perform hand pollination, we'll have to take a cotton swab and put it in the center of the flower and turn. That is all you need to do.
Very important to keep the plant soil moist. Otherwise, the leaves will wilt and the flowers will not stay and the fruits will not produce well. So to help with that, as you can see, I have put a small tray at the bottom to hold water. So during hot summer days, the water that stays at the bottom will be absorbed through capillary action for the plant, so that if you water in the morning, it can stay until the evening for the plant to consume and grow. To keep the moist not lost by the hot sun, it is important to put a layer of mulch on the top of the plant. And again, you don't need to go for an expensive mulches in the stores, but as you can see, I have used some peanut shells and some cut vegetable remainings, which will also do the same job.
Now I will show you how to harvest the eggplant. It is recommended to use sharp scissors when cutting the eggplant, because the eggplant does not come from the stem very easily. So now I'll show you how to cut it. There's the other.
That's a round one. Yeah. Pretty nice, isn't it? As you can see, the time to harvest the eggplant is when the size of the eggplant start not to grow any further, and the skin is very shiny. So that's the right time to harvest the eggplant. And if you leave them beyond that time frame, they become seeding inside, and it will start to be bitter in the taste. So it is very important to know when to harvest the eggplants. Because you are growing this thing in a container, the amount of nutrients is not sufficient for them to be growing over the whole summer. So it is important, good practice, to keep them fertilized with the light liquid fertilizer like Miracle Grow or anything common things. Every 10 to 15 days once, when you're watering, just add with the water and water them. So that will keep the plant growing healthy over time. And the other thing is, these plants are not that sturdy, so if there's a heavy wind or because of the weight of the fruits, they may tend to fall and break. So to help to support the plant, you can have small sticks like this and tie them with few branches of things. So when all these fruits are all getting ripened, it won't fall off and break the plant. We have come to the end of this video. This video is all about inspiring everyone to garden. The credit goes to the wonderful Mother Nature, which has 5 great forces, namely the wind, the land, the water, the sky, and the heat. Please do drop a note or comment, suggestions or questions. We'll try to respond to them as much as we can. Until we meet in the next video, thanks for watching, and bye for now. Happy gardening.